everybody, this is Sherry Tabb with Ladies on the Tee. We're here today at the Teva Championship 2010 at Kings Island Golf Course with none other than Tiffany Joh. Tiffany, welcome and thanks for stopping by.
Thanks, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Good. Well, listen, what we want to do is give everybody a chance to really get to know a little bit more about you.
Okay.
So let's start with way back when. How did you get started in this great game of golf?
Well, growing up, I lived on a golf course when I was like 11, 12 years old. So, I mean, when you're that young, you just think that it's this gigantic park that you can roam around in. But then when you do, you get caught by the marshal and in trouble. And so you have to make up some kind of bogus story about like losing your fictional dog. So that's kind of how I started. And then I realized that if I really wanted to hang out on the golf course, I had to actually play golf. So that's kind of how I started.
Perfect. Now, did everybody in your family play golf? Or you the?
Not really. My dad played maybe once or twice a year, and my mom didn't play at all until I started. So
you kind of kicked them into gear to get you to
I
play.
like to think so.
Great. Well, this is your first full season out here. Is that right? You turned pro in 2009, so you're definitely a baby. I'm sorry, a rookie.
Seriously.
No, we won't even go down the age path with that. But and I saw you got a sponsor exemption into the Kia Classic. How was that?
It was really fun. I think. I mean, I missed the cut, so I didn't get much out of it except for a bunch of free stuff. But I mean, I really enjoyed kind of rubbing shoulders with everyone. I got to play with Gene Reynolds and Adahara Munoz in the first round, so it was kind of cool having Gene, who I know has like pretty much dominated out here, and Ada, who I played with in college for 4 years. So it was kind of a very comfortable situation, so I really enjoyed it.
That's great. That's a great way to get started.
Yeah.
That. Let's go back just a little bit. College, UCLA, and that. Let's talk a little bit about your college experience. And
it's kind of hard to just like confine it to words, but
3 words or less.
I just had a blast in college. I loved it, and I wouldn't give it up for anything. I met the coolest people. I loved my team, loved my coach, loved the program, and we never really ended up winning a national championship, but we had a couple close calls, so that was really fun. And I mean, it's something that you really can't replace. So.
That's great. Well, now that you're into the travel mode here, what's your overall impression of life as a touring pro?
I think the hardest part is pacing yourself. I think every rookie that comes out here, the first thing they want to do is really prepare and just beat balls and hit a bunch of putts before the tournament starts. But I mean, I'm getting started on an 11-week stretch here, and so I have to be very careful about pacing myself, making sure I take 1 day a week off where, maybe I just chip and putt a little bit, but that's about it. And I like it because it's easier to get into a rhythm, but at the same time, being away from home, my parents for 11 weeks is a little tough.
Absolutely, I would think so. 11 weeks, that's a long time. Yeah. Talk about your travel. Do you go by car, plane, or is it a combination?
The first few tournaments I traveled by plane because they were in Florida, but my mom actually helped me drive my car out from San Diego to Iowa last week. Well, actually, she drove. I sat in the passenger seat and watched videos on my iPhone. I
Definitely the life of a 20-something.
I actually did drive an hour and a half, I think, total, the entire trip. But yeah, so she came out, so it was nice having her there for a week. And then from here until pretty much Albany, I'll be traveling by car.
That's a rough road.
Yeah.
Lots of road miles, definitely.
Yeah.
And what about housing? Are you getting to take advantage of the host families?
Yeah, I've pretty much stayed in housing every week, and I've loved it. It's so much better. Last year I did a couple tournaments, and I stayed in hotels mostly, and it's just not the same. Like, I love the people you meet housing. Our housing this week is awesome. That's
great.
And it's just like so much more comfortable, and it's closer to home, so.
Good. Well, last question. Let's talk a little bit about your experience here. Cincinnati, Ohio, or Mason, I should be more correct in where we're sitting here. And that. What's your impression of the course, first of all?
Is it always this rainy here? Goodness.
Okay, it's June in the Cincinnati area.
Jeez,
5 minutes, the
we don't
weather
get
will
this in
change.
San Diego. What is this? I've never had to use a rain glove. But it's funny because this was my first tournament last year, and I really struggled. I think I shot like 82 or 83 in the first round and ended up missing the cut by, I didn't even sniff the cut line. And so I think, obviously last year I thought the course was really, really hard, but this year, it's scoreable. It's not super, super long, so it definitely has holes that are birdieable, But I mean, it's not easy. There are a couple tight holes out there, so you just kind of have to buckle down and focus and really pick good targets.
There you go. There you go. Well, let's just for the future golfers of America, the little tiny ones, any words of advice to the girls that are trying to take up the game right now?
I think it's just to have fun, because I mean, I know it sounds really cliche, but I run into girls all the time, especially throughout junior golf, that they started playing because they wanted to win and because, you know, they liked the recognition they got and everything. But when it comes down to it, that's not what's going to pull you through the slumps and the really, really bad rounds. And believe me, when you play for 11 weeks straight, you're going to have a lot of bad rounds. But I mean, as long as, like, no matter what, you're taking something good away from each round, I mean, there's really, like, you can't do anything more than that. So
that's awesome. You are a wonderful ambassador of golf already in your early stages. We're glad to have you here at Mason at the Golf Center at Kings Island. Wish you nothing but the best for the rest of the season, and hope to see you in the LPGA real soon.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot, Tiffany, for stopping by.